What's going on, y'all? It's your boy LP. Welcome to another episode of A Cincy Fan Talking. Appreciate everybody for stopping past. If you have not done so, make sure you click on that link tree. Follow some very worthy causes. Tried to keep it diverse for y'all. Some really cool stuff on there. Worthy stuff. Make sure you click on it. Find the stuff that suits you. Also, make sure that you follow me on Twitter if you have not done so. That is A Cincy Fan Talking. Spell it how it sounds. Just leave off the G on the end. Join the conversation. Positive, negative feedback is always welcome. Also, if you want to be a part of the show, simply leave me an anchor message. Let me know if you want to go ahead and leave a talking point, anything that you want to leave about the show. If you heard something, you want to go ahead and talk about it. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you just want to add something, just let me know how you felt. Leave an anchor message, find the link, click on it, go ahead and talk it out. Always ready to hear it. So, got a question for y'all. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the question. Let me know how you feel about it. Simple question. Since we got everything starting back up again, NFL, basketball, baseball, all that good stuff, how many games do you think your favorite team will be playing this season? It seems like a very simple question. Normally they just playing the whole season. This got so many layers to it, though. It has so many different layers. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that a little bit. We had one school, Division II school, Morehouse. They canceled their entire football season this year. Now, when it comes to football, it's the most expensive sport. You have so much that goes into it. You have so much equipment to pay for. The traveling is a bear. It's a lot that goes into it. Morehouse being Division II, I guess they just went ahead and said, you know what, we're not going to really deal with this. But you got to understand, if you have a Division II school already canceling, and it's not even July yet, you're probably going to see some Division I schools canceling pretty soon, especially given the fact that you're already having Division I schools closing up shop for their conditioning. That's already happening. So if you're watching what's going on, at some point you're going to see some D1 schools either canceling some games or wrapping up some seasons. I mean, it's not going to be much percentage in playing a whole season if you're going to lose more money than you make. The catch is, there's so much money in D1 football. Do you really want to do that? It's so much money in football, period, which is why people are risking life and limb to put these boys and men on the field. So that's my question. But it has so many layers. Here's what I'm seeing. And again, it's simplistic. It's all about the money. It's all about the bag. It's all about the bag for everybody, though, not just the institutions. Because we know what's about the bag for the institutions. They'll put them out there no matter what. They really will. And real talk, they'll put you in the stands too. If you said that you wanted to go to the games, they'll make you sign a waiver and they'll put you in the stands too. They really would. They'll take your money and they'll put you in the stands. So that's just being real. Social distancing or whatever. They'll put you out there. But to be honest, the athletes, especially the pro athletes, they want to play too because it's all about the money. It really is. These athletes want to get paid. And can you really blame them? I mean, we want to get paid too. If somebody told us that we wouldn't get paid unless we went to work, a lot of us wouldn't really have a choice. even if the coronavirus was out there, a lot of us would be like, look, we got to do what we got to do. It would be like that. We will have some decisions to make. That's just how it is. Here's the catch, though. Here's the thing. The lower down the level you go as far as any sport, the more that balance shifts and the more the player needs to play, and the less likely it is that that institution, I wouldn't say they're going to lose money, but that power dynamic kind of shifts. When you look at the NFL, it's almost like the athletes and the owners, they need each other. They really do. When you're looking at the colleges, the institutions really need the players. I mean, they do, but that dynamic kind of switches. The coaches and the institutions have a little bit more control. And then when you get to the high school level, that power dynamic is just ridiculous because the high school athlete, they don't really have a lot to say. I mean, they can quit, but that's really about it. And then when you look at the testing aspect, I mean, when you look at testing for COVID-19 in high school, and then you compare that to college, and then you compare that to the pros, it's laughable, and it's really really scary. If I had a kid and they were playing a high school sport and they weren't being looked at for like a scholarship, I don't think they would be playing. I just really wouldn't. I wouldn't see the point because it would be too much risk. I mean, for me on my end, I just wouldn't see the risk being a reward. There would have to be some type of tangible goal in mind for me as a parent to let my kid go out there, especially given the fact that there's not a lot of direction as far as what's happening on the high school level from state to state, which is not surprising when you look at what's happening on the federal level everywhere when it comes to anything. So that's not really surprising. Let's take, I don't know, mask wearing. Let's take that. You would think something as simple and important as mask wearing would be easy to not mandate, but at least have a hold on, to at least model and put out there from state to state. Somebody says, hey, here are our rules for mask wearing. Here's what we're going to do. And that's put out there and it's modeled on the federal level. And then it's modeled for the state level. And then it's modeled for the local level. Seems simple, right? But that's not even done right on the federal level. So it's not done right on the state level. So it's not done right on the local level. So something as simple and important as mask wearing isn't done right. And that's important because it stops the spread. And it makes it so that we can have things like, I don't know, school, sports, things that people want. That's not being done right. And that's important. So when we want the extra things like sports, that's not being done right on the higher level. So since that's not being done right on a higher level, it's being left to state officials. And they're saying, Okay, we're going to leave that to local officials who are looking around like, who, us? Who are leaving it to individual schools to do. So everybody's kind of looking around like, what? So everything's kind of looking 100% crazy around here. It's it's really really wild. I have to say it really is. So here we are, wondering what do we do about a sport where you can't social distance. You can social distance before the game. You can social distance in the locker room if you set everything up right and you readjust the locker rooms and you don't, I guess, if you don't carpool to the stadium or something like that. But once you get to practice, what do you do? Football is the most contact of all contact sports. What do you do about that? I mean, I don't even see how basketball gets away with it. Like I don't understand how a sport like basketball doesn't have all sorts of issues. I could see baseball maybe getting away with it. But for me personally as an athlete, if I had the wherewithal as a pro athlete, this would definitely be my sit out year. 100%. Us as a society, I'm looking like we haven't done anything right for me to think that the people that I'm playing against don't have COVID 19. So this would be my sit out year. But if I was a college or a high school athlete, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I would be able to do that. I think I would have no choice but to play unless I was like the number one draft pick or like the elite athlete and I've already proven myself and I know I'm getting to the next level or something like that. But other than that, it's like you 100% have to play. And it's a really, really messed up situation. It would be a really messed up situation for somebody to be in. Feeling like that you have to play and you have to put yourself in a situation like this. That's how I feel about it. I feel like my favorite team, the Bengals, who I'm a little upset with right now for issues that I brought up last week. I feel like they're going to get through 4 games this season. I feel like they're going to get through a quarter of the season. I and I've been saying this since March/April. And if I'm wrong, you guys can hit me up on Twitter and you can leave me messages saying, hi, that's what you get for being negative. And I don't really see it as negativity. I would like to see sports. I've been saying this for the longest. I'm tired of looking at games and knowing the exact outcome. I'm I'm tired of watching the 98 All-Star game. Like I really am. But I just don't see how you can get through a 16 game football season with people breathing all over you and making it through without most of the league catching COVID, which is a respiratory disease that damages your lungs. I I just don't see it, and I get that nobody, like, nobody's really gonna get super sick because they're like super in shape athletes and everything, but it's going to affect you. And what I'm concerned about is that people are going to wait until somebody gets severely sick before they take it seriously, which is ridiculous to me. Why would you wait that long for something that has killed 120,000 plus people? We know it's serious. Like, what are you guys doing? The sports world shut down over one positive test. And now we're cool with like 37 people on one team testing positive. I I just don't get it. I mean, I I just feel like a lot of these institutions are cool with making dirty money to me, and it's it's strange. This is a really strange time, and I know everybody likes their sports, but for me personally, this it just doesn't sit right with me. This couldn't be me. I could not be a coach right now. This would be a really, really scary time to be a coach. And I've talked to a couple of coaches, and they're gonna grit grit through it, and they are scared crapless, and they should be. And I'm hoping for the best because nobody wants to go through this, and I get it. So here's to the Bengals getting through more than 4 games, and them doing it safely, and every team doing it safely. If anybody's going through symptoms, please don't try to hide it. Make sure that you are putting it out there to keep everybody safe. If you feel like you don't want to play, don't. Be safe. Do what you got to do. Take care of your family. Take care of yourself. If you agree, if you disagree, hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. As always, life is good. Cincy fan talking. Peace out.